who I wasn't even who I truly was on the inside anyways, because I manipulated myself to be what I needed to be at that time. So I had the opportunity to find who I truly was within myself and embrace it. And like you said, it's basically none of my business what other people think of me if they're not going to help me on this path of recovery and growth.
I am a man of honor, integrity, and promise. I pursue all righteousness. I love my family. I will not put my family in harm's way. There is nothing that will keep me from doing the right thing. I am an ambassador of hope and a man of discipline. I am a man worth following. I am a TYRO.
Welcome to TYRO TV. I'm Tijerina.
And I'm Cathy Tijerina.
And today we are so blessed and honored to have a guest with us out of Cleveland, Ohio.
Ooh, Stacy is a fellow TYRO, and she's going to be sharing with you today her story of transformation, her passion, and her newly discovered purpose.
So we are so thrilled to have you today with us, Stacy.
Yeah, welcome, Stacy.
Yeah.
It's great to see you.
I want to say your last name, but I don't want to butcher it. How do you say your last name?
Harada.
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 And Stacy, you are so busy doing your passionate work that you couldn't even join us in the studio today, which is super exciting because that means that you are all the way in living your purpose. So tell us a little bit about you and your story.
I am in recovery. I am an alcoholic addict, and I am originally from West Virginia. So, at a young age, I started chasing inappropriate behaviors, basically, thinking that it was the cool way of living, and got into a hardship in my life that continued until older age. I had my first taste of recovery in 2018 in Community Assessment and Treatment Center, otherwise known as CATS. And I went there 3 different occasions. The third time, I asked for more time and to not know my out date so that I could have the capacity and the comfortability of being able to find a foundation in my path. And there I was introduced to TYRO. I got to participate in that program, or your program, and it was very helpful along with the SUD treatment. And I just continued to apply those skills into my life. And I ended up getting my CDCA and working in treatment, helping others that were helping in the same manner that I was being helped. And I started out as a case manager here at Legends Treatment Center. And I have worked my way up to being a primary therapist. So
Yay!
I'm here.
Congratulations.
That's awesome. Congratulations,
So
Stacy.
how long have you been out now, Stacy?
So I am 4.5 years sober, almost 4.5 years sober. Since CATS, it's been a little over 3 years.
Wow.
And I stayed in sober. Yeah, I stayed in sober living for 2 years and 3 months. And then with the characteristics and the commitments that I've learned through treatment and the TYRO project, I bought my own house, and I own my own car. So,
Stacy,
went from homeless to having my own house.
Man, that is
amazing. Wonderful. Congratulations.
So welcome to adulthood, right?
With bills.
That's exactly
But I'd rather be paying those bills for sure.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. That is wonderful, Stacy. So tell me about your passion now. So you said that you are now a primary therapist, that you went from, coming in entry level. And so tell me, why do you do what you do? What do you like about it? And give me like a typical day.
I like giving back. I like the connection with other people. I went from a totally isolated person and to being someone that just likes connection with other people. It strives me the energy fuels me throughout the day, and just seeing the light, pop into someone's eyes, or, they finally get something, or even if it's a hardship, I know that that is a step towards them finding a better future if they can stay committed to, staying sober and applying these skills that they're learning here. So just being a piece of help, like I was being helped, giving back what was given to me freely.
Wow.
So, Stacy, how many people do you see in a typical work day, the day in life of Stacy? How many people do you get to work with?
It depends if I'm facilitating group, but usually between 3 to 6 people.
Wow.
Okay, that's
Every
a
day.
lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So as you think about, this whole transformation, it's this amazing going from homeless and, living in addiction to giving back and helping other people find their feet. What do you think was kind of the biggest disruptor for you of your previous lifestyle?
Letting go of people, places, and things, because I had grown so accustomed to that way of life that it was familiar. I know what to expect out of that, but anything that I wasn't used to, I didn't know what to expect. I know what my old life presented, and for me that was easier sometimes, and not wanting to risk failure, right? Not wanting to let individuals down. So if I was already at that plateau place, I didn't have any excuses of why I failed that time.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
So as that old way of thinking got disrupted of the, let me not try because I don't want to disappoint anyone. Let me just continue to live in this place. At what point did you make the decision that you wanted to give back, that you wanted to help other people also find their why and their ability to overcome that?
There was multiple times throughout, right? So it was just like little lights popping on. It wasn't just all at once. Oh, I get it now. Little things, people loving me, actually wanting to be there for me when I didn't even love myself at that time. One big piece was, I have 4 children in West Virginia. 2 of them know me, 2 of them don't. My older 2 actually are a part of my life now. So whenever, the individuals who are their mothers reached out to me and was like, hey, do you want to try this? That was another big piece. Like, if I continue to do this and if I continue to work on myself, I can be there for my children and give back.
Wow. That's awesome.
So what about TYRO? You mentioned TYRO. Yeah, how did that impact you? What happened in that experience?
TYRO allowed me to envision myself, how I wanted to act, how I wanted to walk, how I wanted to talk. I used to curse like a sailor, and today I don't do that. It's very far and few times that I curse, and it's on accident, and I am just like, no, I can't believe that came out of my mouth. But I envisioned myself. It allowed me to understand what I wanted in my life and how to reach those goals. And it started within myself, right? I was just speaking to another fellow TYRO, and one of the biggest things was the mirror that Miss Alicia had presented to us, looking at ourselves, talking to ourselves, and being a positive affirmation towards ourselves. And it was really hard for me to look in that mirror without crying, right? I was like, I can do this. This is nothing. Until I was really presented with my own reflection, taught me how to be courageous, walking in my steps firmly, and just allowed me to see myself for who I really am and to work on myself.
Wow. So that was a breakthrough for you to tell you your story. You can lie to everybody else. You could put a facade on for everyone else, but you can't do it for yourself.
No.
Yeah.
Finding your purpose should not be rocket science. Why is it in life when we get excited about something, when something comes our way and we know that this is our purpose, we know this is the reason why we were put here on earth, we allow life and the circumstances thereof to snatch our joy, to steal our dreams? Why is it that we allow those things to just suffocate our growth?
Because we make it so complicated. You need a program that shows you the process, that lays it out in front of you so that you know exactly when you're on track to unleash your fullest potential.
Because the word is, if you're faithful in the little things, you will be faithful in the big things.
In this program, we're going to teach you the process to actually reach your dreams. Some of you don't even know what your dreams are, so we're going to help you unlock that and unleash that. And then we're going to give you the process to step through all of the challenges, overcome every single obstacle in order to reach and achieve those dreams.
Part of the process of you becoming a new person for you is understanding what it means to be a TYRO, right? You're going to start reciting a pledge that is going to become your new mantra for your life, called the TYRO Pledge. And I promise you, this would change the way you think about you.
We're going to teach you the difference between a value statement and an observation. We're going to give you the formula on how to be successful in investing your time and energy. We're going to walk you through the process of developing a mission statement.
This is not going to be easy. This is not a cakewalk. But if you're ready to live up to your greatest potential, to take on every challenge that's in front of you and conquer them, then you're ready to be a TYRO.
You must know you are not on this path alone. As you go through this course, you're going to be going through this course with people all across the world. There are TYROs worldwide that are waiting to welcome you into this community, to become a person worth following and join the network that is transforming their lives and their communities.
The greatest honor of completing TYRO is to earn the TYRO pen. Many people from across the world, from all walks of life, have earned the TYRO pen by completing the 12 workshops that are in this program. But just because you signed up, and maybe you showed up for one or two of them, doesn't give you the right to earn the TYRO pin. You must complete this entire program to be pinned a TYRO.
This pinning is an outward symbol of something that's happened on the inside. Because throughout the TYRO process, you are going to be awakened to your purpose and your dreams. Your heartbeat begins to resurrect and beat again for the passion of being a leader in your home, your community, and your workplace.
If your dreams don't scare you, then you are not dreaming big enough. Sign up for this program if you're ready to be pushed to your greatest potential. Sign up for this program if you're ready to live the next level of life. You have what it takes. Everything that you need is right inside you. We're here to help you pull it out, your greatest potential. Quit running from yourself. Become the man or the woman that you were called to be here today, right now.
Stacy, when you look and think about a vision, like part of TYRO is creating a vision board and putting things on the vision board. Kind of a two-part question. One, when you made your first vision board, what of those things have you already achieved? And the second thing is, so what's next for Stacy?
So in the beginning, I remember what I wanted to be, what I wanted to see myself in. I think it was like 1 to 5 years. I can't remember the time frame, but I stated I wanted to be a motivational speaker.
Oh, nice.
And I kind of do that today in a different manner. My vision was a little bit, to this side, but I found my purpose with having that goal. So, I entirely love being in the position that I am.
That's phenomenal. So if you think forward and you think about what you want to do next, is it continue to grow and impact lives where you are? Is it something different than that? Continue
to grow and impact. Because for me, this feeds my soul. And it gives me my purpose to help others.
That is wonderful to hear. We talk about dreams. Cathy's talking about the vision board, which we also call the dream pursuit. What else are you pursuing? What else? We got your kids in West Virginia, you said, I think, right? You got, you just recently, you bought a home, you bought a car. Where do you see your next chapter? I know you said purpose, giving back with working with the people, but what's on the horizon?
Continuing to go to school. I just want to, find more knowledge that is evidence-based that will be beneficial to the clients and myself too, to be able to, verbalize and have a way of character in my therapy motivation, I guess you would say.
Okay. All right. Have you wrote your book yet? Did you get your autobiography done? Where you at with that?
Was that I started on it. I have not finished it yet.
Okay, all right.
I kind of totally engulfed myself in this career path to be able to help others. So I kind of started on it and didn't fully entail on it. Was that something that she shared with you, or in my?
No. Everybody's required to start their autobiography.
Yeah.
We want to encourage people to finish your book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
She did not tell on you,
Alicia. Yeah, but writing your story down and capturing your autobiography is going to help so many other people too. First of all, this is something that we tell people often. Is your story is unique. Even though you might have similarities to other people's story, there's a profound depth of experience that dwells within you. Now, there are thousands, tens of thousands of people that can fix the grammar, do the page layouts, make it look good, do all of that editing. But there's only one Stacy and only one Stacy story that needs to be told. Yeah. And so I want to also encourage you, finish your story, get it out there. And that's part of your motivational speaking, if you will, is letting that story and that book reach into lives that you may never meet, you may never encounter, but the impact of them reading and hearing your story is going to change their lives.
Yeah.
So you've been home now 4.5 years? Right? Got a great job, got a great career.
Living the dream. This
you
is
live in
so
Cleveland,
exciting.
Ohio. What's it like living in Cleveland?
It's enjoyable, right? I live 5 minutes from my job, so.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's a short commute.
Yeah. It's amazing, right? Now that I have a new perception in life, different things are more interesting to me, and I'm able to explore different activities that I didn't even know that I would enjoy previously. And now I have that courage to be able to try new things and see if I like them or not.
Are you a Cleveland Brown fan?
I am non-denominational when it comes to sports. I'll root for whoever you're rooting for, just to be a supporter.
That's phenomenal.
Oh, that's funny. Okay.
That is so funny.
All
my
right.
goodness.
I'm your coach, Tremaine Hall. We're looking forward to getting you to the next level in where you want to be in fitness. Our whole method is to make you mentally tough and also physically strong. We're going to start with dynamic warm-up, lower core, upper body, and also full body blast. Get ready to take your fitness to the next level. TYRO Fit and Stenos.
What is one key thing that you would want to share, a message or a word or a concept with people who may be still struggling finding their own value and worth to actually make the change? What do you tell them?
In my own words, I would say, the cornier it feels, the better. If it feels uncomfortable, it's probably the right thing to be doing. If it's suggested by someone who is trying to promote your well-being and help you better yourself, keep an open mind. It may feel awkward, or you're not used to that way of life. Just try. Because you won't know that it's not for you until you're able to experience it and see.
That's good. That's good. When you said if it's corny, then it's probably for you. And
that's a great word.
That's a great truth right there, because when it's uncomfortable, or you got this image you want to uphold, and you don't want people to know that you're struggling in this area of your life, you know what? That's when you got to really do that reflection and say, okay, I want to get to this place in my life. Man, this feels uncomfortable. You got to get to a place you don't care what people say anymore. I want to move ahead. Yep. And I might leave a lot of people behind because they don't want to put the work in, right? So let me ask you one question here. So moving ahead in your life, was it difficult to cut off the excess fat that life brings, people, things, places?
It definitely was. It was very hard because that was everything that I knew, and not having what I had in my life was like, so you're basically asking me to come into this new situation and become a new person, change everything about you, right? In that process, you know, I was able to realize that who I wasn't even who I truly was on the inside anyways, because I manipulated myself to be what I needed to be at that time. So I had the opportunity to find who I truly was within myself and embrace it. And like you said, it's basically none of my business what other people think of me if they're not going to help me on this path of recovery and growth.
I love it's none of my business what other people think of me if they're not for me.
Yes. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's a good word.
So what was, if you think about the single hardest part of change? So you talked about in general, like the whole thing was hard, starting this brand new life. And it sounds like really, you know, okay, I have to go into this alone. I have to leave all of the rest of this behind me. Was it the hardest part getting a job? Was the hardest part setting goals? Was the hardest part finding new friends? Like if you think about what was the largest challenge, what might that be?
Facing my own character defects.
Wow.
You know, working on myself. I was really good at focusing on other people's needs and what they needed because I knew what you needed to do, but I didn't know what I needed to do for myself. And it was really hard to listen to suggestions because I took those as light demands. So, you know, being able to have that open mind again and listen to what other people had to offer me.
How much time total did you do? And what was your biggest takeaway that you took with you to bring out that was your greatest habit that you created for yourself while you were laying it down, while you were resting, while you were getting yourself together? What was the biggest habit, the best habit that you embraced while you were incarcerated?
I mean, patience is a good one because that's all you got is time. Managing my emotions and my thought process. You have a lot of time to think and a lot of time to feel. So that was really hard to process.
So I have another question for you, Stacy. When you think about the biggest trap that is set for people that are in recovery and trying to establish a new life, what would you say that is, and how do you overcome it, or how would you tell someone else to overcome it?
Rationalizing. Like I can rationalize anything that is not good for me. Trying to just process through this thought process, right? Like my mind will tell me that walking up to strangers' cars is fine and dandy, that I'm going to be okay, but really that's not how it works, right? Like I'm putting myself at risk, I'm putting myself in danger. So finding the ability to process things instead of rationalizing the negative things that are unhealthy for me.
We all start somewhere, with questions, doubts, and the unknown. But growth begins when you take that first step, when you seek the right guidance. Through insights, self-reflection, and real-world experience, you will build the skills necessary to become someone worth following. It's about overcoming your past and embracing the person you're destined to become. Growth begins with you. Empower your future with TYRO.
As you shared, the difference between processing and rationalizing. I love that because whenever I find myself, when I have to rationalize something, then I am on the cusp of making an unethical decision or something that could hurt me. And so absolutely processing it and saying, okay, what are the risks? What are the dangers? Is this right? Is this ethical? Is this going to be a good memory later? And am I going to be glad I made that decision? Instead of saying, well, you know, it's okay because everybody does it and nobody's going to notice and it's not that big of a deal. Then you know, oh, I should not be doing that. That was a great way to put that, Stacy. I'm gonna take that and say Stacy says that if you're rationalizing, you need to take a step back and process that decision before you decide what you're gonna do.
Yeah,
that's a good word.
That rationalizing, it's like you processing. You have to consider who is it going to affect. It's not only going to affect me; it can affect other people. So it's like a domino effect.
Yeah.
Yeah. And to have the discipline to do that, right? Do you
Takes
remember
time.
what practice? Yeah. Do you remember, Stacy, what practice means? Practice makes what?
Permanent.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. That's right.
Yeah.
And that's the habits that we want to practice processing. Processing. You know, I heard the other day somebody said if you make a mistake, and where I come from, if you sin, if you do something bad, and you have to explain why you did it, then you're defective.
Yeah, if you're still explaining why you did it instead of
owning it and fixing it. Just own it, fix it, apologize, repent, move on.
So, Stacy, what's the most fun part of your new life?
Just being able to be who I am, right? I didn't know it was so amazing. Right? I never looked within myself and thought, man, this is a great life. If I continue to embrace and love this person that I have become accustomed to cherishing.
Wow, that's wonderful. Accustomed to cherishing yourself instead of making yourself disposable or unnecessary or unworthy.
And actually what we see happening to you too, you're no longer the victim, but you're the victor.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I don't play victim anymore for sure.
Oh, that's good. I don't play victim anymore because that's easy.
And more than that, not just the victor, but the antidote. So you are going back and you are healing yourself, your community, and other people. That you recognize the pain they're in, you recognize the struggle they're in, and you're like, hey, I have the antidote for this. I can help you fix that. And that is so exciting. Every time that Alicia talks about Stacy, about you, and she says the word Stacy, her whole face lights up. She's like, oh, you know what Stacy just did? You know about Stacy? And so when I think about the joy that you're experiencing, I want you to know it's contagious. That as you do right and as you live out your dreams and your visions and your plans and your purpose, it is inspiring and affecting your entire sphere of influence, all the way back to people that you may not have ever met here at the Ridge Project and TYRO's, because Alicia tells your story and she shares things about you, the things you've accomplished and the beauty in you. And other people are like, wow, that's awesome. I can A, get out of bed tomorrow and go try to help somebody else, or B, fix something in me. So it is so profound, the depth of the influence, the power of doing right. And the influence of that is far beyond who you get to see every day, Stacy.
Yeah.
So
Alicia helped me with the ability to validate myself without outside factors. Her excitement and her encouragement really helped guide me through like this stuff is really okay. Like I'm allowed to feel enjoyment out of the small things that become big things. So
did you ever believe, Stacy, that your past created a platform for you to do something great?
Mm-hmm.
Who would have thought from your lifestyle in the past to now is what got you to this position?
Yeah. So say 6 years ago, if somebody told you you'd be doing this right now, 6 years ago, what would you have said?
I would have probably used curse words and said, no way. I don't know what planet you're coming from.
Right. Well, congratulations, Stacy. We are so proud of you.
Yeah.
You're an inspiration not only to us, but to many, many others. And we are grateful for this opportunity to come and hear your story. So, Stacy, we're running out of time. So what I like to do is, if there's one message that resonates in your spirit that you could tell the audience, which to the men and women, what would that be? What type of impact word or phrase or something, comment to give to them?
Embrace your past, because it makes you who you are today. It allows you to see how you don't want to be and what you want to grow from, so that and even though there's character defects in those past actions and behaviors, you're able to utilize them as assets in a positive nature. So embrace and understand your past so that you can be the person that you're truly supposed to be.
That's a great word.
Yeah. Embrace your past. That's great. Well, Stacy, thank you so much from the bottom of our heart for taking time out of your super busy schedule and doing this interview with us over Zoom. And we just want to say anytime you are welcome here. If you've got a message you want to share, you just reach out and we would love to have you back.
So
Thank you.
Thank you again, Stacy. So now we just want to take a moment to thank all of you for watching TYRO TV with us and allowing Stacy to share her story. And we hope it has blessed you as it has truly blessed us. Until next time, always remember that we are rooting for you.
Hi, my name is Stacy and I am a TYRO.